really good instincts as a shot blocker. And I'll tell you what, he's a better passer and offensive player than a lot of people give him credit for. A little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Minnesota. And Zhang, a native of Senegal, the MVP of the 2009 Basketball Without Borders camp in South Africa. You were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah, Without Borders doing a much better job of finding, developing talent in Africa, Kevin. And he's not just a defender, folks. This kid is really pretty good offensively. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people with his production.
Anderson with the ball, now guarded by Miracle Man. The kick out to Anderson, and he gets the bucket. Anderson's got 8 points. And Minnesota has possession, trailing by 2. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
And what caused them to lose that last matchup was the mistakes. I mean, they just committed too many turnovers, and they were sloppy with the ball, and that's why they lost.
Outside Turner. The dish to Anderson. Allen kicks to White. The feed to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Turner. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And sloppy play call to be avoided at all costs.
Kevin, just take care of the ball. That's what you want to tell him. Just take care of the ball. Don't throw weak passes. Don't be careless. Don't telegraph your passes. If you keep your focus mentally, you won't make those kinds of careless mistakes.
Moultrie's checked in for Philadelphia.
Well, you have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
That drops. And the 76ers lead by 4.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you got to continue to go to the well.
Well, there's a new ownership group in Philadelphia as of 2011, and in this offseason, they pulled the trigger and brought in new leadership in the front office. Looks like they're jumping on the analytics bandwagon, hiring the former brain trust of the Houston Rockets.
Johnson, he's checked in for Minnesota. Turner up top, guarded by Barea. Turner passes to Orton. That one goes. Count. Orton's got his first basket. Timberwolves trail by 4. And back to the Sixers. I guess for the Wall Street ownership group, going mathematical is something they were, stay pretty comfortable with.
That's something that a lot of teams are going to now, Kevin. New owners, a lot of them businessmen, they want to turn to math to try to figure this whole thing out. Bottom line, though, is it's a combination. It's not just stats. It's talent, stats, chemistry, coaching, a lot of things that goes into winning.
Minnesota making a switch here. Cunningham's checked in. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
Yeah, that's 4 straight trips, guys, where their passes have ended up in scores. 4 straight assists. Great team play.
Anderson dishes to Turner. A 3 ball. Anderson's shot is off. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Trailblazers.
You know, on an ordinary night, I think they would have come out on top in that game. That's how well they played, but they just happened to run into a club that was playing at the top of its game.
And Steve, I think they get the win if that game had been at home instead of on the road.
And the 76ers making a change here. Wall's checked in.
You know, he's as close to a sure thing as you can possibly have when he steps to the line.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
And it's Turner off the drive. A 3 from Anderson. The rebound by Johnson. Here's Miracle Man. And we reach the end of the Wednesday. Timberwolves trail by 5. Carter Williams is out there with Tony Roten. Then there's Allen. Then there's Arnett Moultrie. And it's Turner in at the 3. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. Miracle Man in their last time out against the Thunder. Boy, was he tremendous. He had 35 points and seemed to be seeing the action in slow motion, piling up a huge amount of assists. Just absolutely incredible numbers from him in a game you didn't want to miss. So glad we were here to watch it, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris, for revisiting what was an astounding performance, Clark.
It clearly was one of those games that when we look back on his career, this game will be right there among the best ever that he's played.
Well, he was in the zone from the outset. It was just one of those games where he was feeling it. Everything was going his way, and he attacked, and that's what I like. Once he knew it was his night, he just attacked relentlessly.
For Philadelphia, they have been coming through at the charity strip. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Well, the season numbers for this club are really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
Muhammad, he's checked in for Martin. Carter Williams kicks to Turner. Pass to Anderson, and blocked. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And to look at the top single-season player efficiency ratings, I love this statistic. Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and we've got some more modern talent representing as well.
Yeah, you're talking the elites of the game when you go down that list. Interesting to see a new school stat kind of juxtaposed with the old school legends, but the rankings obviously make sense if those guys are at the top.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
White's checked in for Allen.
And Shabazz Muhammad, 6'6", small forward, played just 1 season at UCLA. Here's a guy who was talked about as a potential #1 overall pick in the draft, but his stock fell during his 1 season at UCLA for various reasons, but still a guy with a lot of potential to be an excellent player in the NBA.
Anderson outside. Here's White. And that's collected by Miracle Man. Timberwolves trail by 4. Right wing. Johnson, the pass to Miracle Man. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. And back to Muhammad. His father played collegiately at USC, and even before he had children, he had planned to help them become professional athletes.
And he's guided Muhammad's development all along, enrolling Shabazz in the best basketball schools and creating the summer circuit team to highlight Muhammad's strengths.
Dante Cunningham's checked in for the Timberwolves. White dishes to Turner. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, last year nobody was quite sure of the role Evan Turner would have, but as the season went on, he played his way into the rotation by earning the trust of his coach. I thought he made some good strides in his game.
And Turner, the number 2 overall pick back in 2010. Clark had seemed NBA stardom awaited, but so far, it just hasn't worked that way.
It's still on the horizon for him. You got to remember now, he's only in his 4th year. He's a terrific ball handler, rebounder, 6'7", can play the point forward position for you. The Sixers traded away Iguodala and handed him the reins, and I think sometimes you can do that prematurely. It'll be interesting to see how Evan steps into that higher expectation role now.
Cunningham kicks to Johnson, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And there's the foul against Philadelphia. First trip to the line for him here. That's off as well, so he misses both. Philadelphia leading by 3. Anderson passes to Turner. White dishes to Turner. Now the pass to Anderson. Back to Turner. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Turner's got 10 points.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Pass to White. He kicks it to Brown with the teardrop, and it's good on the way in. Brown's got the lead up to 5 now for the 76ers. Here's Miracle Man, defended by Anderson. No good from Miracle Man.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
And let's look now at which teams have been the hottest offensively for the past 10 games. The Timberwolves, number 1.
Well, this is only a trend over a few games out of a very, very long season. But the coach has got to be pleased that his team has been able to score big with some consistency. They've been on fire from the free throw line, and that efficiency has really propelled them forward.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Pekovic is checked in.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
Anderson kicks to Young. To the inside. Here's Horton. No luck. Solid defense right there from Pekovic. Timberwolves trail by 4. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. No good from Miracle.
Well, he just hasn't looked right